Plymouth, Michigan. Very easy for people to get across the street, and slowing the traffic on purpose down to the proper scale so that people can return with a great life and love for their community. Now, as you go forward, you will receive some challenges. People say, sorry, but we can't do that because it snows here. Has anyone said you can't have something because it snows? Right? If they haven't, they will. Here's what I wanted to share with you is, yeah, you get a lot of snow, but not as much as Valdez or many of the cities that I work in. And you need to understand what your snow removal practices are and work with your equipment, work with the design of your street. Maybe you can't have a median, or maybe you can change the practice so you're not pushing things to the absolute center. And I don't know which way you plow today, but those are the details you worked out. Or Manchester by the Sea, just after a double blizzard, they were able to prove to me within 24 hours they had all the snow cleared from every sidewalk in town, plus all of the downtown. That's their practice, and I believe that's your practice here, to believe in walking and to get things working. But a few more ideas, ideas that I think will bring back investment. You want your street to be of a palette or a shape or a color and a canvas and everything quiet enough that you can have outdoor cafes. That should be a sign that you're well along the way to better health. That people can come, they can see friends and neighbors. This happens to be a neighborhood in Rochester, another very, very snow-covered city. And this, they put on this road on a road diet. Again, 18,000 cars. They went from 4 lanes down to 2. And many places where people now see the value of the investments in new types of streets, new strategies. A festival street, and you'll see all these things in the report that we prepare when we had talked around. Is the utility building down on 7th? Is that it? Yeah, on the street that leads down to it. Beautiful terminating vista. To me, that street is ready for prime time. That you could do a festival street there, so you have very quiet, very wonderful place. You could put in more entertainment places. And again, I'm only planning an idea or a concept. You can decide which street deserves that kind of trade. But these are all festival streets, streets that welcome people. Cars still use them, but they no longer rule the roost, so to speak. So we also talked about your alleyways, the spaces behind Main Street. You have some incredible opportunities with your double front entrances to your stores to make these the most attractive and charming places, but much quieter. And places of the heart, but you have to pay attention to every detail, from how you hide the dumpsters or the utilities. But Northville, Michigan is a great place to go to see exactly how you're able to do this, to make both your front side and your back side to your principal address become the great place for people to invest, to bring in incubator stores, for example, at a lower rate, to build your next round of business people. And so I wanted to give you enough ideas, enough visuals, so you could start to pull together and see some of the possibilities. And I think I'll stop here and then sum up with just a couple of ideas. What Spencer is capable of doing is reflected in your architecture, your love for your community, the projects you've pulled together, the trails, the parks. Some of the very best fabric of all of Iowa we find here. The Midwest needs inspiration from other Midwestern towns. I can show scenes of California or Oregon or whatever, but it's not as relevant as showing scenes from the very heart of our nation. And this is what makes me very excited about what you're prepared to do to see this empowerment, this leadership, and to know that the steps, the process that you're going to go through is going to build a town whose name will resonate throughout the nation and all of North America. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much, Dan Burden. Great to have you back in Spencer. Very brief stage change. So now the question becomes, what are we going to do with all of this? The Bluezones project provides each of us a menu of choices of how to improve our well-being. As Dan Buettner pointed out, it's not just our behavior, but our environments which impact us. Some of you are asking what you personally can do to improve your well-being. In addition to going online to pledge, there are many tools available, including checklists and resources in the personal pledge online at bluezonesproject.com. Also, we can begin to expect healthier work sites, restaurants, grocery stores, streets, schools, and other places we spend time. I'd like to highlight a couple of Bluezones activities that will be happening over the next several months. A walking moai, as Dan mentioned, is a chance for each of you to form a small group to spend time each week walking, talking, and exploring the community. These small groups have helped people form amazing friendships, discover walking as a viable way to get around, and get a little exercise. If you are interested, you can find Cindy Tigas at the table in the lobby. Cindy, if you could stand wherever you're at. Cindy is right over there. You can talk to her for more information about a moai. Another opportunity is Purpose Workshops, which will be launched at the end of February. This is a chance to step back and think about how you can apply your gifts and passions. Purpose is not some big mystery thing. It's actually something we have that impacts our decisions, whether we know it or not. This workshop is a great way to jumpstart your journey, and if you have an interest in participating in a Purpose Workshop, you can see Mary Faber after the event, and Mary is here. Would you stand? Mary is way in the back. Thank you, Mary. Other areas in which you could encourage change would be, for example, at work. Ask what is being done to create a healthier work environment. Many changes are actually low or no cost, so any employer could implement them. Next time you eat out, ask if the restaurant is working towards becoming a Bluezones restaurant. At grocery stores, try to find foods from the Bluezones food list. You can pick up a copy tonight or find it on the website bluezonesproject.com. Schools in the city will be implementing initiatives to enhance living and learning on a larger scale. As individuals, you can volunteer to support these initiatives, like chaperoning a walking school bus or by advocating for healthy initiatives that create a more livable community. There are so many ways to get involved, and right now, I would like to ask everyone in the audience to stand if you have been part of the Bluezones project effort here in Spencer. From the work done in the designation phase, to the site visit focus groups that occurred over the summer to garner widespread community feedback, the Power 9 team, leadership team, committee members, Blue Crew members, volunteers, everybody stand if you're involved. These people, our neighbors and friends, have dedicated their time to help us make positive changes in Spencer already. We don't have time to introduce everybody, but our goal is to help you see how many people are committed to the Bluezones project in Spencer. How about a nice hand for the volunteers who are standing? Through his leadership in moving the Bluezones project towards Spencer, but also through the changes he has made in his own life. And to tell us more, here he is, Bob.